Hello everyone, how's it going? My name's Hardem Pickle and Satisfactory update 1.2 is out in about 14 minutes, but we have got a brand new promotional trailer for update 1.2 that I want to go over because apparently it is actually quite good and we've got a bunch of new features that are shown in this trailer. I am going to have a video coming out probably today or tomorrow that fully breaks down this trailer and everything that is new. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. And I hope everyone's doing well, of course.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of him for real?
Of course, we are going to get some memes.
It's like I'm stuck in an awful dream. No matter where I turn, there he is again. And again.
Poor Jason.
And again. Is he even human?
So anyway, as you can see, Doc, I'm here for good reason. I just don't know what to do anymore, and honestly, do I even want him dead?
Okay, just to be clear, you don't know we're currently testing 1.2 features in the office right now.
Oh.
No, what?
Well, that's slightly concerning. What you're experiencing is the spawn. It's a toilet buildable that you can place anywhere in the world, and upon death, you will just respawn at it. Although, maybe it's not currently working as intended.
Oh. So I can do it again?
Well, it's news to me.
Oh.
Apparently Satisfactory.
Wait, what is that?
So I can do it
New
again.
building? Wait, is that a toilet?
wait.
Why is there a portable toilet? I was talking about a portable respawn point, but we've got toilets now.
It's news to me, but apparently Satisfactory 1.2 is finally here in EXP.
Yes, and we're playing it today in just a couple minutes.
That explains a couple things, and I should probably apologize
Golf?
to Jason. That can wait. Let's talk about the first feature coming to 1.2, spawn toilets.
Oh, this is a thing. I knew it. I didn't know it. I said for the last couple updates, I really wanted them to add this feature into the game. Let me just fully hear what they're going to say before I say something that it could potentially be wrong.
Until now, Alpha Hogs, Gravity, and more have sent you back to the hub. But
Yes.
with spawn toilets, you can now set a respawn point anywhere in the world. So
I've mentioned this on multiple streams. I think I made a video talking about it. That is absolutely incredible. I'm very, very happy with that.
before you head down into that scary cave where we all know what's waiting, just slap a toilet down. When you inevitably get swarmed by cats, you will respawn.
Yes, new selfie
right
mode,
outside.
by the way.
Multiple toilets can be placed in
Good.
the world, but you will always respawn at the one closest to your demise. And speaking of respawning, let's respawn back at the office.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
What the
That's a nice office. Oh, this is for trucks. I'm guessing they are going to be doing some sort of new truck pathing system, which is pretty awesome.
Poshanka, my guy. So what do you think of the new vehicle pathing?
Vehicle pathing, yes.
New vehicle pathing?
Yeah, pretty proud of it, to be honest. There are some kinks to work out.
That's
but
pretty
once
cool.
we're done, they should be much easier to deal with.
Need some help? I'll be fine.
Yeah, pathing rework. That's really cool. I like that.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
It's been a long time.
Okay. Oh, okay. First of all, fluid trucks. Can we try and spot anything else that could potentially be new? I mean, the actual lines on the road there look really smooth. They haven't added a new base, like a foundation, right? Because we've got it looks like asphalt. I don't think it's concrete. Or can't be concrete. Can't be coated concrete. It looks really smooth though for asphalt.
Coming, but vehicles are seeing improvements in 1.2.
Nice.
We have reworked the pathing system where paths
Oh,
can now
wow.
be placed as splines, aligning much
Holy, that's actually really good. Yeah, that's really good.
more closely with how train railways are placed.
There's a new game mode that will change. I know.
Before we jump
Don't spoil
into
everything
that,
for me, please.
however, I would like us all to take a moment to recall some memories we have formed with the legacy vehicle paths.
No. An angel. We don't need to remember this. No. We do not need to reminisce on this. Beautiful song.
May we never forget where we came from.
No, let's forget about it.
But I am their own path.
There we go. Okay, so fluid truck stations, that's confirmed. Fluid trucks, that's also confirmed there as well. Nothing about fluid tractors, that's completely fine. I don't use tractors anyway. The Explorer, I don't think that's going to be changing. I don't think drones is changing. Cyberwagon, that's just going to be the same. So there is a universal vehicle path. I'm hoping that's free. Like resource-wise, I assume that's not going to cost anything. And it also looks like you can place down different vehicles here compared to tractor vehicles. Actually, no, sorry, vehicle paths for these vehicles. And then, okay, right. Interesting. So when you zone a path, it only goes for that particular vehicle. So for example, a tractor can't use a truck path. That makes sense.
Preset that you can use. These will have their own individual max turn angles.
It looks free
each
as well,
calibrated
obviously.
with their specific turning ability in mind. And a universal path is also available. To create a valid
Nice.
path, you first need to build and complete a loop.
I'm testing all
And
of this
you'll know
today,
it's
by the
valid
way.
and complete when the path turns blue. To then make your paths actually usable, you have to connect them to truck stations first. Paths
Makes sense.
can only be placed on smooth terrain, and abrupt height changes will invalidate that path.
Wait, did it seriously get stuck there?
Be placed on smooth terrain, and abrupt
Even just that slight little incline right there, the game was like, nope, can't do that. So that's going to be quite interesting. I assume the easiest way to do this is just by placing in foundations and ramps. It appears that trying to make some sort of natural path is going to be quite tedious. I wouldn't recommend it from what I've just seen there in the last couple seconds, but maybe it's easier than it looks.
height
Maybe.
changes will invalidate that path. That applies to foundations too, and removing a foundation
Yes.
will invalidate the path. Building that 10-lane mega highway
Okay, this is really interesting. But again, the road layouts still look really smooth.
is no longer just a dream. Or a nightmare.
Nightmare,
Probably a
yes.
nightmare.
Yep. I like this little animation as well. I know it's not actually in the game, this particular cinematic shots, but it's still really cool.
Yo, did you know they're testing 1.2 features in the office? Like
Yes.
in the office?
Huh? No? What? Actually, now that you mention it, that would explain some things.
Where's the gameplay? Oh. Are they in London?
The flights home have been getting really expensive.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Anyway, what are you up to?
Ah, I'm handling a soda delivery for the office. Yeah, 3.2
Oh.
million liters. Can you believe that?
Hopefully we are going to get some numbers here regarding how much liquid we can actually fit into these liquid trucks. Again, I am going to be experimenting with this, so we're going to figure it out ourselves anyway. But hopefully they're going to give us some other numbers here,
You guys are
potentially.
thirsty.
Oh my god, is it Pepsi Max? We've been out for a week and I've been going crazy.
Good censorship.
You have. No, it's not Pepsi Max. It's Yulmust. Apparently we got a pretty hefty discount.
Yormus. I'm guessing that's something potentially Swedish. I assume.
You a new vehicle to test out those
There we go.
updated vehicle paths. Missions are coming to play in 1.2, giving you a new vehicle to test out those updated vehicle paths with.
Nice.
Capable of carrying up to 3.2 million liters,
That can't be right. 3.2 million liters. I mean, I wish, but surely not, right? Because that would... But that would be unnecessary though, because how many resources can you actually add into the fluid station itself? Surely the maximum input you could have is 1,200 liquid per minute, because you've got a Mark II pipe that can carry, in theory, 600. I think it's slightly less, but 600. Let's see.
these bad boys are sure to get your various fluids to where they need to go. Eventually. The fluid
Yep.
trucks and stations function pretty much the same as the good old trucks and stations we already
Good.
have. Now, though, you can pretend to have a flourishing trucker economy, delivering oil and fuel all over the map.
That's pretty
Close
cool.
your eyes and just imagine a Buc-ee's, only 50 miles ahead of you.
I don't know what that is.
Those beaver nuggets calling your name. If you're not keen on that, though, at least it's not Yulmust.
Welcome, Grumpy Grandpa. I hope that you're doing well today.
How could this be?
3,200. Yeah.
It's
That's a pretty good amount.
I'll just buy you Pepsi at lunch.
Ika. Amiga futtiktana.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Yeah. Amidayo.
Yeah, it is raining. What the hell?
That's 32 stacks, isn't it?
Yeah, we're testing the weather system for 1.2.
If it's 32 stacks, isn't that still worse than the truck? Or is it the train that can carry up to 40? Because I think one of them, you can carry 40... Is it 48 stacks? I think that might be the train, though. Which is fine. It's a Swedish soft drink used especially during Easter. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Welcome, Jack, by the way. And Christmas. Oh, the more you know. Oh yeah, Rain's coming back into the game as well. Yeah. I mean, Rain used to cause FPS problems on my PC, so hopefully it won't do anymore. That's a cool shot. No. I was going to say something, but it might have been stupid.
Man, talk about a long dry spell for massage 2ABB.
That's new. Rainbows. Nice. What I was going to say was, does this Pioneer have a new helmet? It isn't new, it's just painted blue. That's the stupid thing I was
Fear
thinking
not,
of.
because different weather effects are coming back to
Wind.
Satisfactory with 1.2.
Okay.
In this update,
Light.
factories
Oh,
will
okay,
have
that's
to
really
weather
cool.
rain, thunder, and strong winds. So slip on your Blade Runners, wipe the rain from your visor. Well, it's actually just a setting you can disable if you don't like it.
Okay, good. I won't disable this for today. I'm letting you guys know now. We are going to be having weather effects today. Thunder, rain, thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening me, as the song goes. However, further down the line, it depends on how my PC is going to handle this. But as of today, we're going to see everything new in this update.
And experience
Which is out in 2
a
minutes, by the
new
way.
world.
Beautiful cinematic shots, by the way.
Man, those devs have lost their grip.
I know, right? I feel like everything is constantly
It's like a
breaking
Xeno
and
basher.
changing right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, and like, weren't you wearing a different coat earlier?
And you weren't wearing a coat at all.
Is this the new game mode?
Oh god, it's happening again. What's happening to me?
Randomization. Yep, that's what I'm concerned about, because if my game crashes, it crashes my Wi-Fi in my house, so we're going to try not to crash our game today.
What? Oh god.
Dimensional depot? That's a teleportation, isn't it? That's cool.
Holy shit. Are we in Kansas?
Typical American. We could be anywhere, you know. The world is a lot bigger than... Oh my god, we're in the game.
Oh man, dude, my mom told me not to get too close to the screen. I should have listened. Dude, I think I'm gonna throw up.
This is pretty cool.
Hey, I know
The
this
update is out in
definitely
well, a minute,
not supposed
as
to
of
be
right now.
Ethereum here. What the hell kind of build did we get thrown
Random nodes. It's random nodes. Has to be. That one sentence alone must have just confirmed random nodes. Right?
into?
The node randomization you are experiencing is a result of our new game mode randomization settings. While pioneers have yet to achieve proper efficiency, they somehow managed to attain even more ways to waste time.
Yes, that's you and me right there.
We'll make you proud. Let's get to work, Mikhail.
Ugh, kids. At least we have spawn toilet.
Okay,
With
that's
the randomized nodes game
interesting.
mode, your understanding of physics will get clobbered to give you access
Excuse me. What have I just witnessed? You very clearly mined iron there, but then received bauxite.
to alternate dimension versions of the planet, where the only change is the type and purity of resource nodes. 5 presets are provided: default,
Yep.
random, basic resource rich, advanced resource rich, and fossil fuel rich.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Also, I'm just looking at this thing above us here. Space elevator deliverable cost multiplier. So I'm guessing what this means is that you can maybe have more or less resources delivered to the space elevator to unlock the next stage of the space elevator, which is interesting. So let's say rather than what is it, 100 nuclear capacity, you might only need 50 or 150 or 150, which is rather interesting. Recipe part cost multiplier, then power consumption. Oh. This must be all under advanced settings, right? Must be. I've already got power problems as it is. I'd rather not make it more difficult or easier for myself. Okay, it is currently 4 o'clock. I do want to check if this update has come out yet. How can I even... Wait, give me a second. I don't know what this button actually does. Also update, yes. I am going to close Epic Games and reopen it just very quickly. But yeah, what do we think so far about that as the new game mode, the randomized nodes? I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, I don't see anything just yet. So we'll go back to the video and wait for some news.
This can be paired with other new adjustable game multipliers, such as space elevator deliverable cost, recipe.
Does that say 100? I'm sorry.
With other new adjustable game multipliers, such as space.
So 0.25 means a quarter of the cost. 0.5 is half. 0.75 is 3/4. 1, okay, 2, 5. What? The trailer said 1.2 out now. Oh, nice. There we go. Yep, 16 minutes ago. I mean, that's basically what we're watching right now.
Space elevator deliverable cost, recipe parts cost,
Double.
and power consumption.
Up to about, that can't be 100 times the power consumption. For reference, that's one constructor. That's 400 megawatts worth of power for one constructor. Surely that's not a thing, right?
Dude, building this factory has been a breeze. I feel like I've discovered several new quality of life features since we got here.
Yeah?
Look.
Wait. I must be on the delusional juice. Is he connecting foundries to a foundry?
Easy chain high-end factories together. Fuck a power pole. Yeah.
That's cool. No, I absolutely love that. I'm not really a very big fan of power poles. I've actually engineered a few different... Engineer, that sounds very overdramatic. I've thought of a few different ways to somehow hide power poles. Like, for example, if you place them underneath the ground at a certain distance away from the joints, which is up there. Also, let me get this thing off the screen. There we go. That's fine. But the fact that you can now just completely hide power poles in some instances, I absolutely freaking love that. 7.7 gigs, the update's out. Let me try this again. It should have checked for updates already, right? Explore add-ons, manage. I've got auto updates enabled, so in theory... Don't worry, by the way, if the screen's gone black, that's completely fine. Verify files, launch options, installation, no. How does it just update? How do I update this thing? Because the problem is, again, if I try to launch it and it doesn't launch properly, it will just crash my PC. So I've got to try and think of a smart way to do this. I'll give it an extra minute just in case. That's a pretty cool feature though. Whoa.
Everything up fast by zooping signs instead. Zoop.
You can zoop signs? That's cool. The only, well, if I'm going to be nitpicking here, the problem is if you don't overlap the signs, these barriers, the borders of the actual signs themselves are going to appear quite obvious. So if you're trying to have like a nice, smooth orange line, these borders are going to get in the way, but still, that's a pretty cool feature.
Truly, this couldn't be any easier.
What is that? Beautiful. It's out on Steam. Nice.
Over there, I got a sweet hub in the back you can chill out in. And I've got Productive Packer Deluxe with the computer.
Oh, I love Productive Packer Deluxe.
Dude, you
What's
like
that?
Productive Packer Deluxe? Jason, bro, I...
Wait, what was that? Was that a drone?
Productive Packer Deluxe.
Dude, you like Productive Packer Deluxe?
That is a drone. I thought they redesigned the model there for a second. I don't think they did.
Jason, bro, I knew I liked you, dude. Come
Oh,
on, bring
thanks,
it in.
Mikhail.
Bring it in, brother.
That's nice.
Hey, Hwason, how about we take a photo to commemorate our first factory of one?
They're gonna take a selfie. Yep. Oh,
I got so many pictures and videos to show my mom.
Oh, that's sweet, man. Something noticed, but here.
Oh, that's okay. I
There we
probably
go.
deserved it.
You really did, man. You really did.
Well, anyway, now that we've
is it out?
reconciled and
Yes,
overcome our
update 1.2
differences,
is out.
we can probably take this photo
And welcome,
together
Leo.
and magically return to the real world.
Only one way to find out. Cheese!
Aww.
Smells like bacon. We're back.
Is this Kansas?
Jason, Mikhail, where the hell have you guys been? It's been like 3 years. The studio shut down and never recovered.
Oh dear.
I'm just joking, it's been like an hour. Ready to ship?
No. We are not ready. That place is filled with bugs.
That's why it's called experimental, because there's most likely going to be quite a few bugs that we are going to encounter, which is fine.
Need help. And we need your help too, pioneers. With just a simple download of our EXP branch on Steam or EGS, you can
Yes.
help us squash all these bugs before we release officially later this year.
There we go. That
Every piece of
That was the trailer. I like that. So we got quite a few new things teased there, which is rather interesting. It is saying I can launch the game, but yet again, I haven't... Wait, if I check the version, maybe. Again, I'm going to keep on adding that black screen there just in case. You've played 1,891 hours of just the experimental branch. I should probably go touch some grass installation. I guess I could uninstall it and reinstall it again, but there's not really much point in doing that. Screw it. There we go. The game's updating. That only took about 15 hours for me to try and get my head around. I mean, it's a bit bigger for you guys. There we go. Lovely. So, overall, from what we just saw there with the update tease, there was quite a few nice things, actually. Firstly, the respawn toilet thing. That's a fantastic idea. I've been saying that I'd like that in the game now for a significant amount of time. I think pre-updates 1.0, I either mentioned it in a stream or I put it into a video. I know that I've got it written down as a note somewhere, I think on my phone, to make a video talking about it. I know, of course, it's in the game, so I don't need to make that video anymore. But either way, that's rather fantastic, and I'm rather looking forward to that. So firstly, that's a pretty cool feature. Secondly, the actual vehicle zoning, like the path zoning, I think is incredible again. I was wondering how they were going to try and tackle that, because it does seem like a rather difficult and finicky thing to try and program into the game. Yet, I mean, they are rather talented over at Coffee Stain Studios, so luckily I think they were able to do it. In case you're wondering what today's stream's plan is, essentially, let me break it down. We are going to load into the game, and I'm going to create a brand new creative world, where we are then going to test out every single new feature in Update 1.2. We're going to explore how to do the pathing things, for example, for the fluid trucks. We're going to mess around with fluid trucks. We're then going to see what else is new. Maybe they haven't mentioned everything that's new. The new game mode, I'm very interested with that. I'm really interested with that. So I do want to try and explore that a little bit. Because the thing is, when it comes to random nodes, that completely changes the way I play. At least personally. Because before I go into a world, I know pretty much where every single node is. I could be blindfolded and then put into a random part of the map, and I can probably guess all the nodes that are near me. But which is good. It's a good thing, because I then know where to plan my factories. For example, look at bauxite. If you look at the map of bauxite in Satisfactory, it's pretty much all in one straight line, going from the swamp to the very edge of the red forest on the left side of the map, and of course the right side of the map there for the swamp, and it's all in one straight line. I know that I can get a train or a truck or a road, or essentially just a straight line of something that will then connect and collect all of my bauxite, which is brilliant. That then makes my aluminium factory super simple to try and do. But now, with a random node thing, that's going to make stuff rather interesting, and I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I'm not going to be changing the nodes for this current playthrough that I've currently got, because, well, firstly, I don't know if I even can, And secondly, I have already used a good few dozen nodes. I don't want all the nodes to randomly change. So obviously I won't be doing that. However, on yesterday's stream, there's a few people in my live stream saying that you guys were going to start a new world. So if you do want to start a new world, do let me know. Are you guys going to be using the random node generator? In fact, let me do a Q&A. How do I even do a Q&A? Q&A? There we go. Are you going to use the random node generator? There we go. The new random node generator. Start Q&A. No, that's a Q&A. Sorry, not a Q&A. I want to do a poll. How do I do that? Start poll. There we go. Feel free to vote. I don't know how many people are watching, but if we can try and get maybe 30, maybe 40 votes there on that poll, that'd be pretty cool by the end of the stream. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm live for a couple hours today, so it's going to be nice and chill. It's going to be relaxed. I haven't really got much planned other than exploring 1.2 features, because I think that's going to be rather cool, quite frankly. That's all good, Vinod. Enjoy your walk. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've already got 8 votes on the poll. Thank you, guys. That was rapid. I do appreciate that. All we can do now is just wait. We're currently on 42% out of the 100%, obviously. Wow, some breaking news there. No, it's rather interesting. Of course, just to highlight with update 1.2, whoops. If you guys are currently playing on console, you can't play update 1.2. It's only available on PC, on Epic Games and Steam. And you have to get the experimental version of the game. As you can see, I've got the regular Satisfactory game and then the experimental branch. This will not work on the regular Satisfactory game. You have to get experimental. Welcome, some guy. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome, and welcome, Mikhail. Hope that you're doing good as well. Not a new one for the random one. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I think am I tempted to start a brand new playthrough just for the random node generator? I don't know. Because the thing is, as of right now, the world that I'm doing, I've put a lot of time into it. So I don't necessarily want to start a brand new world now. And I feel like I always get to the same stage in the game where I'm either just about to make rocket fuel or I've just made rocket fuel. And then I start a new world because either my PC can't handle it or a new update's just come out and I want to try that. I think that's what happened with update 1.1. When that came out, I then started my new world. Also, fun fact, by the way, I believe Satisfactory launched on the 19th of March 2019, which is in 2 days from now. That would be the 7th anniversary? 6th. Yes, 6th anniversary, which is rather insane. I wonder if they're going to do anything for it. Probably just a community post, because I mean, this update is rather large anyway, so... So this is probably going to be it for the celebration, but you never know. Also on the 1st of April, which is just in a couple of weeks, which by the way, how are we already a couple weeks away from April? Where did February and January go? Where's March gone? We're 17 days into March. Crazy. Anyway. We are most likely going to get some sort of April Fool's event. I don't know if I'm going to be home. Let me just double check. Am I actually going to be home for the April Fool's event? Hopefully, because the 1st of April is a Wednesday, so I should be back. Fingers crossed. Oh, what's this? We've got a public holiday on the 29th. Oh no, sorry. BST begins, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there we go. We are currently 59, almost 60% of the way through there, that download. Again, if you guys are playing on Epic Games or on Steam, you can download the update now. If you're on console, you're most likely going to have to wait until June, July, maybe, unfortunately. But that's why it's called experimental. And also, if you do run into any bugs, report the bugs. Not as in like don't phone the police, being like, ring, ring, there's a bug in Satisfactory. No, report it over on the Q&A sites, because this is, believe it or not, this is going to be some groundbreaking news I'm about to drop. The experimental branch is an experiment to the actual update itself. Basically, They think they've squashed a bunch of bugs, but now there's going to be most likely tens of thousands of people trying the updates. And if you've got tens of thousands of people playing the updates, they're more likely to find a bug than 100 people in the office. So the whole point of experimental is to try and see where the bugs are and to squash them. By the time that the game comes out to console and fully releases to Xbox, Epic Games and Steam, on the official branch, everything should be nice and smooth. That's the whole point. The one thing I'm slightly concerned about, though, is what if there's specific bugs for console that we can't find on Epic or on Steam? What do we do then? Because console players can't play 1.2, so it might be a challenging first week or two for console players in, again, June, July, August, whenever the update comes out officially. But, oh well. Oh dear. I will be using fluid trucks. I've got a project in mind, specifically for fluid trucks, and I'm rather excited for it. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm still excited for it. Yeah. I sound so confident. Wow, I mean, just pure confidence there from yours truly. I definitely know what I'm doing. So basically, the project that I'm working on right now is my rocket fuel factory. Well, actually, it's a rocket fuel city because it's going to have rocket fuel being produced, compact coal, iron ingots. Don't ask why I'm producing iron ingots in my rocket fuel area, and plastic and rubber. But the thing is, plastic and rubber both require extra water. So what I've done is I've got a facility right next to my rocket fuel city that will then be providing me with water. Most of it is coming in via pipes because it's literally directly next door to it. It's a very quick zoop and it's already in the facility. However, I am going to have some packaged water coming in just to try and give that ambiance of the trucks, which I love. And I want to try and have some fluid trucks as well because, I mean, they're brand new. I might as well use it. That's what I try and do whenever a new update comes out. I try and use everything that's in the new updates because a lot of the time it's quite interesting and I think it deserves some screen time. Also, very quickly, the screen is going to go black. Don't worry, I'm going to try and get some music in the background. Do you guys want Beyonce? Just kidding, it's going to be some OST that I've probably just got downloaded to my PC. There we go. And we should be back. You can probably barely even hear it, but I promise there is music in the background. Oh well. Welcome, Chaos Rising. It's been a minute, but welcome back, man. Hope that you're doing good. It's nice seeing some familiar faces in the chat after the month-long break, which, by the way, was my fault. But what can I say? University work takes priority as of right now, but it is what it is. Hope that you are doing good, though, and welcome again to everyone who's currently tuning in. I do Satisfactory content. Well, I try and do it every single day, so if you guys like Satisfactory, feel free to stick around. I don't do speed runs, I just chill. I try and make these streams as relaxed as possible. Low stress environment, just really chill and peaceful. That's what I try and go for. Yeah. Life happened, yeah, true, yeah. Yeah. Doing fine, that's good to hear. We are currently 82% of the way there for the update, by the way. We are in the final fifth, which is lovely. I wasn't quite sure when I clicked on the game, was it going to download the update or was it just going to launch the game? I know it's quite obvious that it should update the game automatically, but nothing to me is obvious. Nothing. Oh well. You'll probably actually use the trucks now that the path thing has been fit. Yeah, absolutely. Because the problem was, I've never really seen the point of trucks. This might just be my opinion about it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but this is my channel, so you're often going to hear quite a lot of my own opinions. I never saw the point of using trucks. I love trains. I like drones. I've only just started using drones properly. Trains are good. I feel like when you understand trains, they're really fun to use. But I feel like as of right now, I never fully understood trucks until recently. And when I did understand trucks, they just weren't really that efficient. If I was going a short distance, I would just use conveyor belts. If I was going a long distance, I would use trains. there wasn't really a distance where I felt like using trucks was necessary. But now I'm of course going to force myself to use them because they're pretty cool. Yo! I'm sorry, what the heck is this background? That's cool. Turbo fuel, we've got the rain. This reminds you of Cyberpunk. I think it's just the rain and the neon signs, but that's really cool. We've got the 1.1 patch note. Wait. Yeah, 1.1 patch notes. Of course, we're in 1.2, but anyway, brand new game. Let me turn down the volume there for you guys a little bit because that's probably going to bleed your ears. I do apologize for that. And turn down the volume for me there because that's also loud for me. We're going to call this 1.2 test. And now before we actually just start the game, I do want to go over some settings here just to try and see what there actually is. So no power, of course. The reason why I do this is just so I can experiment with... Oh, wait a minute, the screen. Wait. I forgot the screen was massive. We good now? Are we alright? Fingers crossed. But yes, so no fuel, no power, no unlock cost. Yep, that's fine. No build, god mode, and flight mode. Great. Yes. You're planning for your next factory to have raw materials brought in by truck with a short range, and the finished product shipped out by train. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. Have layers. Yes. That's good. I like doing that as well. It's good. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. That was my bad. I zoomed in. I shouldn't have. So select starting tier. Just unlock everything. Propulsion system. Oh, that's completed. That's fine. Yep, yep. And creatures. So where is the settings that we just saw? Advertised to us. That's fine. Game modes. You're about... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, here we go. So everything here is brand new. Wait, world seeds? What? I'm guessing what this means is that if you have got a bunch of random node generators, what you could then do is copy that seed down. So whenever you type in that seed, or if your friend wants to type in that seed, it's always going to have the same nodes in the same places, depending on the seed. That makes sense. Okay, let's start with this though. Space elevator deliverable costs. Increase the part cost for each space elevator phase with a set multiplier. That can't be right. 100 times. Recipe part multiplier, I'm going to just leave that to 1 because that will just mess up my maths completely if I change it. So for now 1, but that's actually rather cool though. 0.25, so what I'm guessing it means by that is, let's say rather than 1 iron ingot creating 1 iron rod, it's now 0.25 iron ingots to create 1 iron rod, I assume. Right? So it's 4, you get 4 times the items for the regular cost. Whereas this is 2 iron ingots for 1 iron rod. So it's double the input, half the output. I'm not going to mess around with that. Power consumption. Okay, so this isn't 100. Good. But you can increase the power consumption by 5-fold if you really want to. Welcome Golden Court, by the way. Hope that you're doing good. To share your random world. Oh. That's pretty cool. I like that. Power consumption, again, I'm just going to leave it the way it currently is. Resource node randomization. This is interesting. So at the very bottom here, we have got a good description. Basic resource rich. Increase iron, coal, copper, caterium, and limestone ratio. Wow, that is good. Advanced resource rich. Increase quartz, sulfur, bauxite, SAM, and uranium. I think I just heard Kibitz there in the background. Reactor uranium. He's going to do something mad with that. You already know. And then fossil rich. Increases oil, coal, and sulfur ratio. And then, of course, you just got random. I'm going to go with random because I'm random. Then resource node purity. Resource node locations remain the same as default. Good. Oh, wait. Resource node locations remain the same as default. I've just randomized it. Average turns on... Oh, wait. Oh, okay, sorry. Bit delusional in the head, clearly. Average turns all nodes into normal purity. Random randomizes all purity. So average turns all nodes into normal. Is that good or bad? I've got to try and do the maths on this one. Is this actually going to benefit you or not? Because when it comes to some items in the game, you often do find quite a lot of impure nodes in comparison to other items, let's say. I mean, Sam's the best example. Let's use Sam as the example. The majority of Sam nodes you'll find, I'm pretty sure, are either normal or impure. So if I was to do that, would I get more Sam? All pure? No. That's a thing? That's a thing. Wait, so if I was to select all pure, then change this to the advanced resource rich, how much uranium would I get? Not to mention you can just make uranium in the converter, but still. That's rather interesting. All impure random. Mostly impure average. You know what? I'm going to go all pure. Then seed. Seed for the current save. Share this seed with other players to allow them to create a world with the exact same settings. That's really cool. There you go. If you guys want to use my settings, 13644355584. Okie dokie. This is going to be rather interesting. We are going just to skip the intro. Yep. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. That was quick. Holy moly.
Connection with QAR437 nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR436 Akicha B1. Hello, this is Ada,
Hi.
your new local instance of Ada. On behalf of Ada, myself,
So these should
and
all be
of
iron.
Fixit,
Oh, they're
I want
not.
to congratulate you on saving the day.
They look so weird.
Every single kitten and
Is that
puppy
uranium?
would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the human race, and have contributed something to this universe.
My mouse settings are completely off, by the way. Wait, the game just paused. Is that a thing? Does the game always pause?
That will forever change
I
it.
thought the game just runs in the
Thanks to your
background. Oh well. Controls. The UI looks different. It looks smaller, and I'm actually okay with that. There's nothing else I think I want to mess around with. Weather presets. Oh yeah, actually there is. Sorry. Weather presets. Wet. Should we make it wet up in this stream? Extreme? It says what it is down there, but it's kind of cut off, and Ada's message is in the way. So Ada, can you very quickly just stop?
Additionally,
Yep, thank you. There we go. Now all the credits are going to roll on screen. Oh no. Okay. So weather presets. Dry, overcast, wind and clear weather. Great. Wet, rain, overcast and clear weather. Some thunder. Oh. The Great Massage 2, A, B, B. Wind and rain with a touch of overcast and thunderstorms. Clear. Clear weather with a touch of wind, rain and thunder. Raining kittens and puppies. Because that's the saying, not cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. Chance of rain and windy weather, low chance of thunder and clear weather. Extreme, chance of rain, thunderstorms and wind, low chance of clear weather. I want to set this to extreme. Just so we can experience what it's like to get rained on. Because I live in England, we haven't got enough rain as it is. So I believe we went 46 days in a row without, with like constant rain in this country. Oh. Okay. Let's very quickly restart the session. Let me just save the game, by the way. There we go. That was a good session, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, okay, no. I'm not going to end the stream there. I could, but that would just be ridiculous. Can we see the background for the update? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. This is the background. I think it looks really cool. It's it definitely does give a cyberpunk-esque look, but I think that is purely just down to the signs. Also, this is really cool. I absolutely love what they've done here with the signs. They've made it look like it's office spaces or apartments or flats that are inhabited, or they've got people in them. That's really cool. I'd never even thought about that. I'm going to steal that. I love the pipes, which you can't currently see because my webcam's in the way, but you got pipes down there. That looks great. You got the signs. What is that? What's that building down there? Oh, it's a toilet. I think. Is that the portable toilet? It might be. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Straight back into it. Is it play on See the Kittens and Puppies by Ada? Maybe. Because I thought as in it's raining cats and dogs. That's what I thought they were trying to mention. But there we go. That's pure. Yep, so everything here is pure. It looks so... I'm sorry, it's so weird seeing uranium here. Because you have to remember, I've been playing this game on and off for about 6 years now. This is the first time I've ever seen this area look like this. Oh, look at... So that's supposed to be 2 iron nodes. It's now... Sorry, 2 copper... No, it is iron, isn't it? Yeah, 2 iron nodes. Bauxite. Okay, you're still blue. I don't think there's a setting to change the power slugs, is there? That's so cool. It is pretty cool, isn't it? What have we got over here? That looks interesting. Hello. We've got beans. I don't think beans have changed, at least. And of course, we've got the moth. Is that new? This green thing here. Why do you look slightly different? I don't think it is new. It just looks a bit different. Anyway, let's play around now with these new features. We can see, for example, that a couple of these have most certainly changed. This is now Caterium. You've got everything here. You've got Caterium, iron, uranium, coal, bauxite, coal, limestone, copper, sulfur over there. That is so weird. Oh well. There's still like... Yeah, there was limestone, wasn't there? Wait, is this limestone? No, that's Caterium. That's the limestone. Oh, there's coal apparently. Oh yeah, you can actually see the little bits of coal in between there. Yeah. Right. Spin. Not spawn, spin. There we go. Now, how do I confirm that this is my spawn location? Is it in the map? I can interact with the toilet. Oh yeah, of course, yes. You can still only flush one item at a time. Holy inventory, there we go. How do I flush again? There we go.
You couldn't see it with your human eyes, but that item contained a volatile substance that could only be negated with water, so it is
That's
for the
pretty
best.
cool. Welcome to a factory builder. We have just flushed down the toilet and now we've washed our hands. That's what you guys are here to see, right? And of course I assume you can paint it. Yeah. Oh, that looks nice. The thing is, this building itself... Oh, you know what it reminds me of? A TARDIS. Can I try and... There we go. The blue has to be slightly darker, I think. Shiny? No, I think... Yeah, let's go with that. There we go. They have added a TARDIS into Satisfactory. That's pretty cool. Anyway. Anything else here that's changed? I don't think so. I will still plop down the hub regardless, because why not? Ooh. We'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Hello? Oh, actually. Oh, yes! They've added it! I knew this was going to happen. I made a video talking about this so long ago. They have finally added in these helmets. One of my most popular shorts videos up until about a week ago, when, for whatever reason, one of mine got like 130,000 views, was this. They teased this helmet ages ago. I think pre 1.1. Can I try and rotate? There we go. And now we finally have it in the game. How do we change it? Overalls? No, I don't think we can change the color of that. There we go. That's also new. What is this? Okay, I am now the Red Power Ranger. That's pretty awesome. Nothing else here is new, I don't think. But we have got 3 new helmets. I don't know if these are new. I haven't really messed around too much with the whole build gun. You can't see it because my webcam's in the way. But that's still pretty interesting. The golden helmet is not new. And I think you could only get this if you bought the game before update 1.0, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong on that. There we go. Brand new helmet. And of course the doggo thing there as well. It's lucky we did end up checking that. I don't think... Ooh, Mycelia. I don't think anything else here is new. Toilet's probably still the same. There used to be a poster here. Poster's gone. And this game, I think, is just still the same. Oh, you got the golden joystick. I'm not going to play this. I just want to try and see if there's anything new. I don't think so. But there we go. So that's 2 new things that are confirmed to be new. That's fantastic. Also, how many of these spawn points can you place down? I don't think they gave a limit, did they? You can see where the spawn locations are. How do I set my spawn? I assume I just have to try and flush the toilet. And maybe that sets my spawn or wash my hand. Or maybe if you die, you can choose your spawn. Let's see. Let me just die very quickly. Preferably in-game, so I can try and see how the spawning system actually works. And I believe the easiest way I can die is by lobbing myself off the edge of the map. You haven't... Oh, holy moly! That's kind of cool. That is... Wait, I know the best way I can do this. Sorry, I'm doing so many things at once here. I'm a bit overwhelmed. Where is this thing? Radar tower is here, isn't it? Okay. There's a coal node up there. There's 3 pure limestone nodes over there. That's pretty cool. Look at this little cluster. You've got coal, iron, copper, iron, coal, sulfur, copper, quartz, copper, limestone, copper, and then just a bunch of random things over there. Damn. Ooh. That looks really weird though. Yeah. Yeah. This is why I love this game. Attention to detail. That is absolutely incredible. Anyway, let's go back to ending myself. There we go. Boink. Oh dear. Oh, when you die, it picks the closest. Is that what they said? I think so.
Your
I'm gonna find
life
out.
support is not compatible with this environment.
Oh
Turn
no.
back.
No, I appear to have perished. So this is where you spawned in. As you say, that appears to have been the closest point there to where I died, which is rather interesting. I'm guessing how that's how it's going to work. And that makes sense, I suppose. So we've spawned in the left TARDIS right there. That's all good, Chaos. Thank you very much for tuning in. Life is calling. Yeah, life does life things sometimes. Yeah, man, thank you very much as always for tuning in. Now, I assume I still have to use the oil extractor for oil, right? Oh, we haven't yet talked about resource wells. Let me try and find the closest one to me, which, to be honest with you, I can't tell you where that is. The closest resource well to me. Gas. Where is it? I know that there is a nitrogen one over there, but that's still quite far away. Is that going to have changed as well? I assume so. What's that noise? Oh, it's you. Hi, Bean. Oh, what? Okay, good. I was inside of the bean. What's next? I don't think anything else here is particularly new. Power. Yes, I do want to try and test something out, actually, that does relate to power. Boom, boom. Boom, and then one there. Pow. You're telling me that I can now connect you guys together? Is that really true? Yeah, it looks like it. I think. Although, to be honest with you, I have got the power... or the no power advanced game setting thing enabled. So maybe that's kind of interfering with our little the hell was that? Our little experiments. But I'm guessing this is what you'll be able to do. If you did miss the brief trailer earlier on, I'll break it down for you. Essentially, you can now connect all of your machines together without constantly having to use power poles. So before it would be constructor to power pole, constructor to power pole, but now it's just constructor to constructor, and it gets rid of that power pole element in theory from the game, which is great. Of course, you are still going to need power poles for things here and there, but for the most part, this should be how it's going to look. And I'm very excited about that because if you're like me, you might not necessarily like having a bunch of power poles dotted around the map. You can hide them. I've been hiding my power poles now since the first week of me playing, I think. But that's still a really incredible feature there. Anything else to do with power that we haven't yet talked about? I don't think so. Ooh. Geothermal generators. I can't imagine they've messed around with geysers too much. Where's the closest geyser to my current position? In that direction. Too far away. We can mess around with it later. Logistics, I doubt they've done anything here. Everything appears to be the same. Yep. Organization, there is something here that is indeed brand new. There we go. That's quite satisfying. If I was to try and zoop you up like that... Oh, no way! That's... I mean, wait. Okay. Okay. Now, the best thing about this is, let's say, for example, I am now going to edit this very quickly. I'll do my usual layout here in the background. I'll get rid of that. I'll change you to being, let's say, orange. Orange is a nice little color there. Get rid of our text, go into layout, select this. Boom. Now, if I middle click there with that, then zoop you up. Yeah. That's quick. Just in case my sign addiction wasn't quite evident, we're about to bring it up to a whole new level now. That is... You can zoop signs. I mean, come on, that's pretty awesome for me. Have they changed the way water looks as well? Because this looks unbelievably nice. This looks beautiful. I don't think they have changed it, but it just looks really good. Why am I swimming? There we go. What else is next? I don't think they've messed around with anything else here. Transport. Well, believe it or not, yes, there are a few new things here with transportation. This game is now broken. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to break the game myself, though, with all these signs. But hey, maybe it's just a sign for me to break it. Explorer. So this is the regular Explorer. I haven't used this thing in donkey's years. Oh yeah, here we go. Can I try and kill the bean? Okay, no, it survives. Yeah, I forgot about that. So it still feels pretty good. Again, I haven't used this in a while. I don't know why, it's a pretty nice thing. wait, can I try and take a selfie from inside of here? Oh no, I don't think I can. Damn. I can take a selfie from outside of this thing, though. Oh, what was that? My screen just glitched there for you guys as well. No? Okay. How do I... Oh dear. Oh, I feel like a vlogger. No. I feel like a vlogger. I can zoom in. Can I zoom in on my face? Not really. Unless maybe I... Guys, what have I done? What have I done? No, focus. No, focus on me. No, my face. There we go. Okay, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. No one saw that. How do I fix the roll? There we go. I don't know what I've done, but that's still a pretty cool looking photo. Grid. I don't need the grid. We can crop it. Why not? The image itself. Let's change this. I can change my pose. Oh, right. That's kind of cool. Wait, T? No, then the autosave thing came up. Are you kidding me? There we go. Oh dear. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Today we're playing Satisfactory. Tomorrow we're playing Satisfactory. And the day after we're playing Satisfactory. Anything else I can try and change? The pitch. Oh, right, just vertical. Look into the camera. No. Head roll. Why do I find that funny? It's just a phase, guys. It's just a phase. This is definitely giving a tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again sort of look. But there we go. Can change the background as well. Can change. Oh, let's not do that. Perfect, guys. It's just a phase. Saturation. So basically a YouTube thumbnail. Nice. Contrast. It's beautiful. Tints. Okay. Let's not do that ever again. Wait, tint intensity. Hurting my eyes there. I have got quite sensitive eyes though, in all fairness. The screen did glitch. Okay, right. Oh, that's pretty cool. I forgot about all these features. Negative. Look at the bean! Hi, Bean. Wait, can I get rid of this? Do you want to come into the picture, Bean? Oh no, I'm still doing my tonight will be the night that I will fall for you look. Oh no. Doesn't matter. 3. Bean, can you... There we go. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. I'm not messing around with that ever again. Let's try and focus a bit more on the vehicles now, because this is probably the thing I'm most interested in. Okay. Truck vehicle path. Yes, and of course fluid trucks there as well. So what I want to try and do is zone in our truck, or place in our truck, sorry. Then get a path. What's the different modes? Straight. Oh, that's cool. There's a straight mode. I love that. Okay, so make sure to double click, because if I click there and try and continue out the path, it won't work. So just make sure when you end a click, go back to where you just ended it, so you can try and continue the path. Okay. Oh. Vehicle path turns too sharply. What? Oh, is it because I'm in a slight ditch? Right. How do I... Okay. Now what? It's still there. Build, rotate. I can rotate. Surely not, right? Oh, no, that... Okay, right, yeah. Lock hologram. How do I delete? Oh, just F. Okay. That makes complete sense, actually. Then... Continue now with this. Okay. And as you can see, there are little logos here to... make it a bit clearer what a vehicle is going to be on this particular path. So you'll then come around here. Down this way. Oh no. Collides with terrain. It's fine. Just pretend the terrain isn't there. Come on. Yes. It can be a little bit finicky, as to be expected, but overall, I would say this is a lot smoother than I thought it'd be. There we go. It's blue. When it's blue, it means that it's essentially just going to work, in theory. Now, when it comes to actually placing down these fluid truck stations, it snaps. Okay, good. It snaps. Great. I was a bit concerned, like, for example, how close do I have to be towards the line? Is it going to snap? And luckily, it does. It absolutely does. So I'm going to have one there. Hi, Ada.
Fluid trucks provide an alternative method for transporting fluids such as crude oil and water. Reminder, while vehicular transportation is a viable alternative to belts and pipes, production buildings do not directly
then it snaps onto the path.
Compensation
so
will be
easy now.
required for damaged
Too
fixed
easy.
property.
Right. I suppose now we just have to try and get a fluid here, don't we? There's some oil down there. There is also some water I could just get here, potentially. So what I'm going to try and do, that's just a bit of an experiment, is plop down a water extractor. Thank you, by the way, for the 41 votes on that community poll there. We've already reached our target, so that was pretty awesome.
That may indeed be water. Try submerging your
Yes.
arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator
Oh,
and
no.
see what happens.
Thanks, Ada. You're so supportive. So I'm going to do that there. Do this here. This isn't going to look nice. The whole point of this isn't necessarily to look nice. It's just an experiment. You're then going to come round over there. It's so bad, even the game says no. In fact, I think it's just too far. Hang on a second. This could still work. Yes, it absolutely will. There we go. Look at that. Professional gamer right here. Professional. People win Nobel Peace Prizes for this. No, they don't. Right, you are going to be placed there. You should automatically have power. Then there should be water transported up this thing right now. Boom. Okay. Beautiful. Not beautiful, but it works. This is what I'm quite interested in. Firstly, wrong button. Wrong button. How do I see what's inside of this? There you go. 3,200. And water, I believe, stacks for 100. So yeah, that is 32 stacks. Now let's try and compare this to a regular truck. Wrong button. I'm so good at this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 times 6. 32. 48. Am I being dumb? 48. So, judging by the look... Sorry, I just died there. Judging by the looks of things, you can carry 48 stacks here and 32 stacks in there. So the regular truck is still better. I suppose it depends what you're trying to save on as well. For example, here with this fluid truck, you don't have to place down a bunch of packages. Because of course you have to package the liquid into a solid, then bring it to here. Sorry, to here. Then on the other side you have to unpackage it again, which might require dozens of packages. Which is interesting. So in that regard, it could be slightly better. Anyway, let's try and bring you... So you're going to be a load, you're going to be an unload. Why are you taking so long? Are you the problem? Yeah, you're the problem, but it's fine. As long as we've got some water there, that's kind of all I really care about. You're then going to be an unload. Let's also make sure very quickly that... Logistics. You're coming out to here. In fact, you know what? I might as well just pop down to the organization tab and plop in our fluid buffer. Brilliant. Let's test this out, chat. Because I don't quite know how this is going to work just yet. Because normally you've got to try and zone out the path yourself whilst in the vehicle. But now, the path is already there. Open menu. Let's do it. Vehicle path. So where am I right now? I mean, they're both called fluid truck stations. But luckily, it should highlight which one it is. There we go. So there to there. And there we go. It does the circuit automatically. As we can... Oh, it actually says the cost as well. Did it do that before? Again, it's been a while since I last used vehicles. So maybe that's always been a thing. But that's really cool. 0.5 roughly batteries per trip, or 1.27 per minute. Okay. Enable autopilot. Instantly it's zooming across the terrain. breaking multiple different speed limits right there. We are now going to watch it get sucked. Thank you very... Sorry, I should have probably phrased that slightly better. Thank you very much, Juan, for the sub. Welcome to the channel, man. I'm glad watching trucks getting... getting sucked is content you find interesting, because we've got quite a lot of that around this channel. Okay, now what's he going to do here? I love that. Beautiful. I am in disbelief at what I'm currently witnessing. It handles the turns beautifully. Elegantly. That's incredible. Now you're going to unload the water. As you can see there by the bottom right. Beautiful. And off you pop. That was simple. Wow. This really is potentially game changing. But again, the thing is, do I want to transport it as a liquid or a solid? I am going to have a video coming out most likely tomorrow, because there's quite a few things I want to try and prep. That will be breaking this down a little bit further. Comparing the trucks and everything like that. Sticks to the path. Oh yeah, it's fantastically centralized right there as well. Yep. What's that? Fixed camera. Okay. Hide HUD? Sure. That is not too bad going. And welcome all Shining Fish. Hope that you're doing good today. Hope everyone's doing well. We are experimenting with update 1.2 features. So far, we've got a brand new spawn point. We've added in portable toilets. Within the toilets themselves, you can spawn in different parts of the map. And if you die, I believe you spawn on the toilet that's closer to you. You can just see them there off to the right-hand side in the mini TARDIS. You can also connect a bunch of machines together, no longer requiring power poles, which is absolutely fantastic. The main thing, as you can see, is going to be the vehicles. We've now got a fluid truck, which is great. And it appears to follow the new path, which you can zone very easily, by the way. If you have just tuned in, I will show you how to zone a path. So press the Q button, go to transport, and then use whatever vehicle you want to use. Or you could just use a universal vehicle path, but I'm mostly going to be using the truck vehicle path. So click that. Just make sure it's facing the way you want it to face. Bring it out. Then use the scroll wheel to adjust the bendiness. If you press shift, by the way, sorry, if you hold down control, it snaps into a straight line. And there you go. When it's blue, it means the line is now completed. Then you can get your truck station or whatever other station, which is, I think you can only really use trucks for this. And then it snaps perfectly onto the line itself, which is absolutely fantastic. I do want to try and test this out somewhere over here now. The easiest way to do that is most likely just by getting the asphalt. And then this. I doubt they've got any new settings there, which they haven't. That's completely fine. There we go. Oh, bean. Out of anywhere you could have been. Literally. Oh well. That can just stay there for now. Because over here, I do want to try and get some sort of a visible system in place. Just so it's easy to see what exactly is happening. There we go. Also, there's a brand new game mode. How could I have forgotten? If you know this part of the area, you'd know it's normally iron, 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 iron. But now it's crude oil iron, limestone, we've got coal, we've got copper, we've got quartz, we had uranium over there, which is pretty awesome. So that's, yeah, kind of cool. And this used to be a limestone node, or a node, and now it's iron. So it's called a random node adjuster, which, believe it or not, randomly adjusts the nodes. I know, wild. But it is kind of awesome. So the reason why I'm zoning out a small platform here is because I want to try and essentially get everything that's new in this update and plop it into one area. right here. And that's basically going to be it. It should be relatively simple for us to try and do. First things first, have I made this big enough? I think what I'm actually going to try and do is get rid of these. And then go up by an extra 10 on... Yeah, let's go one more. Come out here by... Yeah, 10. It's exactly 10. That's good. Brilliant. I mean, this update's great. Update 1.1 introduced quite a lot of architectural things, and to be fair, I actually haven't had a gander yet at the architectural pieces or the walls. Although I can't imagine any of this has changed. No. Architecture, I think they would have... Okay, a couple things to say. They've changed a few of these images. Metal beams never used to look like that. They've definitely changed around a few of these images here. Also, crossed beams. The heck is this? It's quite dark at the minute, I do apologize. That's new, isn't it? I'm fairly certain that is new. That's kind of awesome. Okay, anything else? I'm happy I've had a look now. I think that is about it. Okay. Just random crossbeams. Unless that was in the game previously and I just forgot about it. But I feel like I wouldn't have forgotten about it because I've used everything else there a lot. So you'd think I would have seen that by now. Although my vision's a bit... so I never know when it comes to these things. Okay, so let's now plop in again these truck paths. Let's start roughly here. When I come out to there. Get a nice little turn. As little a turn as we can get, preferably. I think it's going to be... Ooh, there. Is that correct? No, that's not quite straight, I don't think. No, wrong... wrong button. Okay. Neither of them look straight. That's the straightest I think we can get. I'm happy with that. So we'll come around there. Now with this, no, I don't want it to be straight. Again, if you hold down control, it automatically snaps it forward. Make sure that you are definitely lined up properly. I think that is... It's not exactly straight, but it's good enough for what we need. And bend you over to there. Drag you down. Again, same thing here with you. Bring you forwards a little bit. Further up over here. And hopefully... Oh, no. Oh, dear. Wait, we got this. Oh, no. Why are you slightly different? Why is everything else blue except for you? That's interesting. There's also a straight mode as well, yes. Which isn't quite straight. As you can see, this is me using straight mode right now. But now if I just hold down control without using straight mode, it's actually straight. So straight mode isn't actually straight sometimes. Just like with conveyor belts, it's... I don't know if it's broken, but it's just it's a thing. It's a whole thing. That might be the easiest way to do that. And there we go. That is everything there. So the next thing that we're now going to try and need is going to be a fluid truck station. We're going to have one there, and we're going to have one here, because why not? You're then going... Actually, no, you're going to be facing inwards, sorry. Okay, note to self. If you get rid of the fluid truck station, it also gets rid of that entire segment that you just placed down. Good to know. Definitely intentional. I wanted to experiment, just so you guys understood that. That wasn't a mistake. No. No, that was completely intentional, just so you guys are aware that it could happen. Yeah. Okay, you can flip that really easily. Just use the scroll wheel there to flip. Great. So the crude oil is going to be coming in through here. You just bought this game completely blind today, and you're telling me there's a major update and the devs are... Yes, this is going to be probably the only, or at least the biggest update of the year. And it's on the same day that you just bought the game, so that's pretty cool. It depends on what platform you bought the game, though, because this update's only available on Epic Games and Steam. If you're on console, it will release, but most likely in a couple of months, because this is the experimental branch. And what they do is they have a branch of the game, experimental, where they test out the game before they fully release it. The reason as to why they do this is just in case there's any bugs. They want to try and squash all the bugs before the main update itself comes out. Which I honestly think more games should do. It's a great idea. Oh, don't tell me there's another creature in the way. Deary me. Okay. Production, let's go with a oil extractor. I still can't believe I'm getting oil in the grass fields. Let that sink in. I am gathering oil in the grass fields. What? Okay. That should now just work. Brilliant. Pure talent. Okay. The next thing to then do is plop down our actual truck itself. Fluid truck, there you go. I'm only going to have one truck, but if I was to have multiple, how would that work? Let's experiment. We're here to experiment. It's literally the experimental branch of the game. You're then going to unload, and the question is, what if I... Okay, good. My main question there was, how am I going to tell if there's a path in the way when I'm trying to zone logistics? And the game just tells you. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't tell you if the pipe or if an obstacle is going to be in the way of that particular path. Here we can use common sense and say, yes, clearly it is. But sometimes you might build to a certain height and think, am I going to get away with this? And you won't know until you just either place down a truck underneath where you're building, or unless the truck crashes. So do keep an eye out for that. How are the new trucks? I think they're pretty good. I like them. The new pathing system is absolutely incredible. Everything snaps. It's well, from what I've experienced so far, it's flawless. Compare this to what we had previously, and I mean, like, look at that. It snaps. You're going to see it in action pretty much now, in fact. Let me just show you. So let's call this crude oil in. I am going to have a video, by the way, going through everything that I'm talking about on today's stream. I'm going to condense it down, hopefully into a, less than 10-minute long video. Crude oil out. Okay, let's hop in. Let's hop in. Oh, I'm so good at mouse and keyboard. Let's go vehicle path. You're going to go in, out, and it should automatically have completed our path there. Yes, as you can see, if I didn't select that, it's currently grey. When I say, okay, I want it to go to this station. In, out. There you go, done. You don't have to go like in, out, and then shake it all about. It does it automatically. It also tells you how expensive the journey is going to be as well, which is pretty awesome. Enable autopilots. Let's hop out of the vehicle. And I'll do the exact same thing here with you. How is this going to work? Are you going to crash? Also, apparently I don't have to get in the vehicle to do that. What was that? Lovely. The new paths look phenomenal. Oh, they are, yes. From what I've experienced so far, I'm really liking them. I will say the trucks definitely don't break the sound barrier, but that's good. You don't want them to be zooming. Are you in the way still? No, don't do that. Now, what if I was to have a truck just stationary? Are you going to crash? Oh, look at it! It did the whole sucky thing. Forwards. Look at my empire. Ha ha ha. Like I'm playing Transport Fever. Why am I so intrigued by this? Okay, are you gonna crash? Major crash. Wait, no, did you? Actually, I don't know. I mean, it sounded like you did, but I didn't hear. Well, I heard it. Or was that the brakes? I don't think it's supposed to do that. I think they have crashed, although they haven't collided, which is actually really good. Because the problem if two trucks collide, they might go off the path. But here we can see they've bumped into each other, but they haven't caused a major pile up, and now they just go straight away. Welcome early pause. Yes, I am, absolutely. In a couple of hours I should be on. So now you're gonna fill up the truck. No, you're going to wait. You're going to wait. You're going to wait. You're going to wait. It's good enough. Okay. I mean, again, compare this. Bean! Get out of the way! Oh, dear. No, don't go off the map. Okay, we've had our first major Bean collision. That wasn't caused by me. The first one, that was my fault because I ran over Bean somewhere over there. Are you alright? I don't care. So that's fantastic. That works. It looks really good. They bump, but they don't massively collide into each other, which is great. Literally attempted murder. Attempted murder. Right there. You're now going to come out over here. And I don't think you collide. Oh, that's close. As you can see here, the barriers of here is how wide the truck is. So you know, for example, I can't... Oh, actually, wait, give me a second. Oh, that's a bit tight. But you know that you can't put some sort of logistics or a wall here because it will collide and it most likely will crash and you don't want that to happen. However, I can put my pipes here, which I think will end up looking awesome. Imagine having a road, okay, and then having your pipes perfectly placed along the outside of the road, or a little ditch. There's lots to experiment with. There really is. Anyway, the reason why I plopped you down was so I can go into my organization and then use the fluid buffer. Great. And then paint you guys. You are crude oil, so in theory I would normally paint you black. But let's go with gold today because you've earned it. Let's see here. How is this going to look? Just as like a little design sort of thing. Oh, that's actually quite smooth. It's very smooth. Can I try and go for a curved look? Let's see. Oh dear. Okay, it does slightly go into the pipe. I might have potentially miscalculated there how close I could have been. However, I do like this concept. I don't know what I'm going to use it for or why I'm even doing this, but it should be fine. In theory, that should be completely fine, in fact. Can I maybe move you just slightly further here? Then what I'm going to try and do is then plop you down here and here. That should be fine. Now, how is this going to look? I mean, I don't know. Welcome, Lotus. Hope that you're doing good, man. And welcome, Lastosfus Gaming. Hope that you're doing well. It works. Again, why have I done this? Experiment. Experimental reasons. Nope. Nope. Let's be whiter. There we go. So it's a bit easier to try and see. It definitely works. Oh dear. Yeah, again, it's quite an interesting concept. And doing something like this, for example. Have you come down to there. Then I suppose what I could try and do is think of a way that I can somehow connect these pipes together. If I was building some sort of official factory, which as of right now I'm not. But anyway, that's interesting. What else is there to talk about? Oh yes, the TARDIS. If you don't know, they've added a TARDIS. Well, it's a spawn point that looks like a TARDIS. It is the flushable toilet. I could plop it into there, but oh, did you just touch the thing? I don't think so. Looks fine. Okay, I think it's fine. I'm gonna plop you in right there. Let's go customize. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Boom. Let's go to my favorite thing in the game. The low barriers. I wish there was a way I could know how many low barriers I've placed down. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can find out if I go to the Satisfactory calculator, can't I? It says exactly what items you've placed down and how many items you've placed. Which is pretty crazy how it knows that information. Then I select my TARDIS colors. There you go. If you don't know what the TARDIS is, it's a thing from Doctor Who. It should be a police box, but this is close enough. This is my TARDIS. Lovely, so that is brand new. Something else that I will also mention in the video that I'll mention now, obviously, is going to be this. It goes 6 meters high. I'll then customize you guys with a nice chrome finish because why the heck not? Ooh, maybe not that, actually. This. Lovely. Nice asphalt roof? I don't think so. Concrete roof. Lovely. If you've guessed it, some more of this. The double beam connectors. Again, an item that I've probably placed down too many times. But it's fun. There we go. Deary me. Just watching Doctor Who? Oh, nice. It's a fun show. I haven't seen it in a while, in fairness, but the last time I did watch it, it was enjoyable. There we go. What colour should I paint you guys? That looks quite nice. Although everything being white is a bit overwhelming. How about blue for that? I know it doesn't massively matter, I just think it would look quite interesting. Yeah, can you not do that? That looks quite nice. There we go. Okay, so even if it doesn't directly touch the item itself, it's still going to have the animation of it touching the item, which is fine. Just something to remember. Nope. Actually, you do look quite nice in blue. I'll have one blue, I'll have one white. There we go. Then that is fine for this area. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just placing down everything that's new. Just to experiment with it, basically. Okay. Next item. Yes, let's talk about the constructors a little bit more. In case you don't know, you can now plop down a bunch of these constructors, or any machine. And you can join them together without using power poles, in theory. There you go. So, for example, that would now work. As long as one of these is connected to a power source. So, just bear that in mind. Overall, though, yeah, awesome. Why are you all... Why were you doing a thing? Did you just respawn? I hope not. Because if you did, that's kind of thrown off everything. And I actually want to try and paint you guys the regular colour. Now that I'm thinking about it. I just want everything to be nice and orange. There we go. Brilliant. Next. Is there anything else that's hugely important? I do actually want to try and plop down the radar tower, so I can mention a little bit more about the random nodes. In fact, oh, can I place it down here, potentially? and maybe half nudge it into place. I want to try and see if that's going to work. I really hope it will. Yes, it does. Beautiful. Well, beautiful. Good enough. Nothing else here has changed. Signs, yes. Signs have also undergone another change. The more I'm talking about those updates, the more I'm realizing it's bigger than I thought. It is a rather big update. But there we go. Anything else? Transport, we've of course talked about vehicles. I am actually going to plop down a truck over here, as well as a fluid truck. Because I'm then going to end up talking about the stats of these two things. For example, again, this can carry 32 items. This can hold 48. So in theory, the truck, just the regular truck, is better for transporting items. From what I've found, at least. Wait, a vehicle path. You're not on a path, right? Yeah, okay. So you can only zone a path when the vehicle is placed on a path. That makes sense, but good to know. I should probably keep note of all the things that are new, because this is more than I thought. But the game looks nicer. I can't put my finger on it, but the game looks nicer. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's running smooth. I can't see my frame rate. I know this is a... Oh, to be fair, yeah. Wait. Oh, no. I thought for a second that was a node. In case you don't know, there is nothing on this island over here. There's no nodes, no nothing. I thought they added one, but no, unfortunately not. Selfie mode as well. I've got to talk about selfie mode. Damn, so there is a lot to talk about in the end, isn't there? Oh, welcome back, Vinod. I have a question about trucks. Can you manually drive the truck without having it? Yes. Yeah. You've now raised a rather interesting question. Can I try and crash one truck into another, and then what's going to happen? No, okay, I've just... Wow, that's how baby trucks are made. But no, that's actually quite interesting. You gonna stop? You don't stop, you don't crash either. So, path... Well, trucks on a path have priority. Look at that. You can't just yeet them out the way. That's brilliant. Okay. I like that. Now the question is, can I try and park this truck where I just got it out of? Luckily, yes, because I've actually trained in driving in Satisfactory for a while, so I know exactly how to park vehicles. What? I'm not dead? Oh. Let's hide the HUD then at least. Oh no. Guys. Oh dear. So, if you look closely... Oh no. Where am I? Is this how we get to Australia? I knew this is how it happened. I can see smoke. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna consider that a success. Now, if I was to respawn, where am I actually going to spawn? I've fully broken the game. Yes. Okay, so I can't move. I can't move. No. No. Oh, have I actually broken the game? Are you kidding me? Can I not go 1 minute without ruining good things? No, I've fully just broken the game. Okay, so if you ever get into a situation where the vehicle falls off the edge of the map, get out of the vehicle. Otherwise, you will completely glitch your game. Good to know. However, I have got a solution for this. Oh, I can't save it though. It auto saves every 5 minutes. So if I exit back to the main menu, the last save was at 5:20. Now it's 5:25. Okay. Let's exit to the main menu. And then hopefully we should be able to load our last save where I can move. If not, I've just ruined a bit. I couldn't dismantle the toilet. I couldn't press F. There we go. So no one saw that, right? We're going to erase the last 2 minutes from our memories. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. I forgot about that already. Wow. Rainbow! Get a thumbnail shot instantly. Boom. Kapow. That is pretty cool. Anyway. So I need you... there. Where's the second truck? Okay, it's there. It's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I have you positioned there, then get our regular truck, then have you positioned over here as well. Because I believe the only actual difference between these two trucks is honestly how much of the item it can hold. Because water only stacks for 100, right? Is there any liquid, and this is actually a question for the chat because I don't know the answer to it, is there any liquid in the game that can stack for more than 100? If so, then that still doesn't matter though. It still doesn't matter. And to get a packager out for a minute. So, packaged water. It's a 60 to 60 ratio. The only thing that's different is the unpackaging, isn't it? 120. So you can handle 120 going out, but only 60 coming in. Interesting. Yeah, trucks snap to grids. Yes. Oh no, they've completely overhauled the way trucks work in this game, and it's absolutely brilliant. There's not a single bad thing that, other than the thing where I fell through the world. Other than that, there's not a single bad thing I've noticed with the trucks. It's brilliant. It is absolutely just brilliant. Okay. All liquids are 50 and gases are 50? Except nitrogen, which is 50. Really? Only 50? Can I spawn items into my world? I know that sometimes you can. No. I think I have to try and enable that setting. Okay. You've delivered all the crude oil over here, in fairness. So that's pretty cool. Packing needs a lot more infrastructure on both. Yes, it does. So that's the pros and cons of it, right? A pro is that you no longer have to package items. You can very simply just hook up, for example, like what we did. Oh, that's really cool. You can hook up your crude oil into a truck station and that is it. Not a single packager is required. The downside is that you're not going to get as much transported at a time, which is fine. You know, a very simple solution to that? Boom, I've got it right there, an extra truck. Simple. Because as of right now, the maximum liquid that you can have going into your truck stop is going to be 1,200 fluid per minute. Or gas. I think it works with gas as well, I'm guessing. The 1,200 fluids. How much can it store? 3,200. Okay, so the same as one of the vehicles. Okay. So we can store 3,200. So as long as you get a truck once every 3 minutes, you're fine. I think, right? No. It depends. No, that's correct. 1.246. No, it has to be more than that. So one every 2.5 minutes, preferably. One every 2 minutes. So for example, if I've got 1,200 items coming into here, I know this is quite a short journey, obviously, but if you were to have 1,200 crude oil coming into here, you would only need one truck to go from there to there. I like that. I don't think that's going to be a massive problem. And again, for further distances, just add more trucks. A downside to this could potentially be traffic. You could cause traffic from this. I'm not sure how it's going to impact frame rate. Odds are, if you're at the stage of the game where you're using dozens of trucks, then you've probably got a lot of infrastructure placed down already. So, 1 every 2.666, yeah. Yep. Can you see merging vehicle paths so you can have multiple stations? Yes, you can. For example, we can have something like this. That's a bit too tight, but you get the gist. You can merge them together, and the game will highlight which potential paths are going to be in the way. In fact, since you've mentioned the point, I'm actually going to try and figure out a way that I can try and do this for you guys, just to show you. Something just fell next to me. I don't even know what it was. So I want to try and have a truck go from... In fact, you know, I don't even need to extend this, do I? From there to here. Let's see. So you're going to be coming through there. Like so. We'll then turn in this direction. It's a bit of a tight turn, granted. We'll go back a little bit then. It's all good. It's like train block. Yes. Yes. It's actually quite a good thing to mention in the video anyway, so good to include. You go from there to there. You'll now continue out to here. Can I make that turn? Probably a bit too tight, so that's all good. Where are you acceptable? Okay, you're acceptable over there. It's fine by me. You'll then come out here a little bit. Make sure that we hold down control. Actually, no, I don't need to do that. Control makes it straight, but for this example, I don't necessarily have to do that. Okay. Beautiful. Then select you again. Bring you up to... probably not that wide. Somewhere there. Good. Then here. That now connects, and you can very clearly see which parts here overlap and where there could potentially be some problems. I want to try and test out these problems. And the easiest way I can try and do that is by plopping down a couple more of these fluid truck stations. In fact, no, regular truck stations. Just so I can have a nice little comparison there. I'm going to go one here, and we can go...
Fixit wishes
One
to
there.
remind you that the vehicle path tools, which can be found in your build menu, can connect directly to the truck station's dock area.
No kidding,
This
Ada.
ensures it will connect properly once everything is automated. The truck station can be set to load or unload, and can also refuel vehicles.
Welcome,
Unlike some
Lowenberg. Hope that you're
pioneers,
well.
Truck stations care about saving humanity.
Truck stations, humanity? Yes, Ada. So that is rather interesting. We're going to have a couple operational trucks. You guys are still moving and grooving, right? Yes, lovely. Now, what item am I going to have here? Well, I mean, there's literally an iron node right here, so it would be rude not to. You think you found a funny bug? Yeah, there will be a couple. We've already found a bug as well, to be honest. Don't forget to report it, though, over on the Satisfactory Q&A website. That's the best way we can try and improve the game, just by reporting bugs. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this. You, come here. Have you changed? No. If I had a rebar gun. There we go. So I'll come out to here. Boom. I actually don't know how high that was. Whoops. Luckily the game tells me. That's nice. So you're going to be loading everything in. Correct. You're going to be unloading everything. Correct. Now I select the truck. Plop you in here. And then we do one more behind it, I suppose, somewhere there for now. Then come up behind it. Vehicle path. Which one's first? You are. Boom, boom, boom. And then if we leave this running for a while, hopefully they will potentially collide. Well, I don't want them to collide, but I want to see what they would do to prevent them from colliding. I don't want to watch the world burn. I want to see how it's going to recover from being burnt. We might have to let this run for a minute. Why are you loading? Oh no, you're unloading. Okay, good, good, good. Let's see. Love the new vehicle tracking. I hope it works 10 times better than the original. Yeah, Jess, I really hope so. I really hope so. Because the original one was a bit of a pain. Is it a light bug? Oh, there is a light bug. Yes. We've already encountered that today, and it was visually unpleasant. Okay, please crash. No, no, sorry, don't crash. No, wrong button. What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to let it go. Because when you entered this particular green part here of the junction, you then stopped. So it's not whoever reaches this particular part first goes. It's actually the opposite way round. It can somehow detect when there's going to be a truck entering it. That's interesting, actually. That's really interesting. Hoping these next two here might potentially collide. No. Can I stop you? No. Yeah, that wasn't the smartest idea I've had today. That makes absolute sense. Where's the other truck? It's over there. Of course you guys are synchronized. Like, you're perfectly not running into each other. Of course. The only time I want something to go wrong, and it just doesn't. Typical. Oh. Okay. Oh dear. Wait, can I... Wow. I feel like a YouTuber now. Look at Mess. Mess is big. Mess is good. Oh, collide. Collide. I'm in a very weird angle here, but can you please collide? Yes, you stop. That's beautiful. That's what I wanted to try and say. Okay, can I maybe not have that pose? No, don't stop. Oh, dearie me. Okay. How do I get out of selfie mode? There we go. That's good, though. I feel like all my questions have been answered. Have they changed the decoupled camera as well? This seems really nice. It was a lot smoother. I don't know. I feel like the... Oh, wait, no. I think that's why. Wait, no, that feels even weirder. Oh, yeah. This is really good quality. This is like a very average The Valhalla Pickle video quality. But let's not do that, though. I mean, I'm really, really happy with this. Is there anything else I want to try and particularly show as of right now? I think we've gone over everything. There's, of course, still a couple other vehicles you could use as well. They just haven't got fluid variants. I don't think they ever will. Like, a fluid factory cart, no thank you. There's nothing new here. There is a new architectural thing. We've already talked about that, though. We've talked about the brand new game mode as well, which incorporates a bunch of random nodes. For example, we are currently in the grassy fields. So tell me, why is there an iron, uranium, and coal node next to each other? Exactly. I mean, there shouldn't be, but there is. And it's kind of interesting. Does it take longer to fill liquid vehicles? I don't think so. I think it's still the exact same amount of time. As far as what I'm aware. Maximum transfer rate 5,000. So that's what, 5 stacks per minute? No, can't be right. 50 stacks per minute? Well, surely it can't do 5 stacks. It has to be 50. And what's this? 100 stacks per minute. So I suppose it is quicker just with the regular trucks. Right? Also, this can hold a lot more as well. You only require 20 megawatts worth of power. Yeah, I suppose the exact same. Yeah. Is my Epic Games name Spitfire Architect still? I thought I changed that. Oh well. The TARDIS, that's still pretty nice. But I think we've covered everything new. Also, this is new as well, by the way. I don't think they teased this. If they did, I missed it. That's rather interesting. Is there anything else I haven't yet covered? Let me know in the chat if I have missed anything that they announced. But I don't think I have. We've talked about the zooping of lights as well. In case you guys just missed that, by the way, I will go over it again. You can now grab lights. Then, if you actually select the zoop mode, you can then zoop them. So if you're like me and you have an addiction to using too many signs, you can now zoop signs. So that's going to further fuel my addiction, which is completely fine by me. I think painting's still the exact same, the way you can paint objects. Also, one final thing I haven't yet talked about. Blueprints, I don't think they've messed around with blueprints. Is going to be with patterns. Have they added or changed any patterns? I don't think so. You guys are the same, I know that for a fact. How interesting. Look how centralized that is. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, that's the wrong one. Let's wait for the truck to come back again, but you'll see what I mean. It's so dead center. It's perfect. No matter how good you were at using trucks beforehand, which I think there might have been 3 people in the player base who actually understood trucks before this update. I wasn't one of them, by the way. I was definitely not one of them. You could never get it properly centralized. And even if you did, even if you drove the vehicle around yourself and everything was smooth, everything was fine, you'll then watch the vehicle going around and suddenly it's hitting things that you weren't hitting. It's like, why have you hit that rock? I avoided that rock and I just ran straight into it. Or drove straight into it. But now, look at this position. Perfect. Dead center. Yep. Lovely. I don't know what else I'd want them to add now. I mean, this is the best thing they could have done to trucks. I don't know what else they could have added. I do want to very briefly hop over to my 1.1 world. Just to mess around with a couple things very quickly. Regardless of this, I think we've covered everything that I wanted to. Did they remove the Fix-It's wall paints? That's what we've got now. I don't know what it was like before. Wasn't the wall one very similar to one of these? I think it's similar to this, wasn't it? Let's see. How do I exit that? Escape? No, it can't be escape. I thought if I double tap C, it was... Oh wait, no, because I'm flying, I'm not using a jetpack. That's why, yeah. Wall. In fact, whilst I'm actually here, you reminded me to do something here. Experimentation. Oh, that's interesting. Now the game is like, nuh-uh. Okay, that's cool. I slightly want to move you in there. Wait, even now the game's like, nuh-uh. Really? Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. No, 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 no. Oh. I've made a significant mistake. which you can fix within 3 seconds. That's actually quite cool. Wait, you were inside of each other? That's interesting. Again, why are you hitting that? It doesn't... Okay, so even though visibly it looks like the truck is hitting this, which I don't think it is. No, see, in theory there, it should just about be missing it, but it still hits it. It looks like the truck collides with the object, but it doesn't actually deter it from its path. It just keeps going on, which I'm actually completely fine with. Okay, brilliant. Let me just save this world very quickly, even though the game was about to auto-save anyway. Then let's load in Ivar the Noseless. Control F. Ah, okay. That makes sense. But from what I've found, I don't think there's anything regarding the, if it takes longer for the fluid trucks to fill up with the fluid compared to the regular trucks, it seems like it's the exact same at the minute. I have to do a bit more experimenting with it off camera. But yeah, I mean, it seems solid. What time is it? That was 2 hours. Damn. I felt like 15 minutes. Bloody hell. Let's see what our world's going to be like, because I haven't changed any of my settings here. I don't know if we're going to experience weather, which, by the way, I didn't experience any weather there with that last save. So that was quite interesting. You need to move. That's what we established last time. And yes, I still didn't finish this blueprint because I ran out of creative energy to try and finish it. Why does this look so different? Have they changed the lighting around? My mouse sensitivity again's gone all weird. Don't crash. Controls. There we go. We'll go 2.3. Great. The next thing that I now want to try and do is grab this. Make sure it's selected the blueprint mode. Go boom. And boom. So that's how wide the middle section is now going to be. Did I not continue the walls there? Oh no, I added that in afterwards. Okay. So how does this look now from the other side? What about you? No, you're not part of the blueprint either. What are you... Oh, I know why that's there. That's fine. You guys are fine. Why are you here? Because you're not part of the blueprint. I think I added there just to try and cover up the glass, which is honestly fine. They might have changed the biome lighting at night. I think so. It's lit. It's beautiful as well. Because one of my biggest complaints with the night time in this game was that everything was too dark. I couldn't see what was happening. Especially in the swamp biome, which I haven't been to yet, obviously. I have? In this save? Obviously, I've been to the swamp biome many times before this save. Didn't realize I was there in this save, though. But the lighting during the night is just... I can't see anything. But look at this. This is really visible. So that's actually quite surprising. Thank you, by the way, to everyone who's currently tuning in on YouTube. This is our all-time viewer peak of the year, so I do greatly appreciate that. Update 1.2 is out. And I do want to try and mess around with a couple of the new things right now. If I'm honest with you. Firstly, I want to try and build this little corner thing here. How am I going to do that? I don't know. I've been trying and it looks dreadful. Like, really bad. Could I just go with a very similar design to this? I suppose yes, but I don't want it to look like a similar design to this. I want it to be a very noticeable feature to the actual building itself. And the only way I can do that is by making it look unique. What if I was to try to reverse it? So keep this particular design, but rather than it going inwards closer to the glass, it actually sticks out even further. It juts out. That could look unique. Potentially crap, but unique at least. Whatever this is, get rid of it. I don't like it. Okay. So the corner itself is going to be those 3 foundations. I preferably want to try and come out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I do not mind making this part in here slightly bigger. So nudging you by 2 foundations. Potentially, I don't know, yes. Let's see. Let's grab this. Then you're going to be my replica. Of that particular corner right there. Now what I want to try and do... Although I can't jot you out if I've already built it like this, though. That won't work. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It would work, though, if I did something like this. Because you're a 3 by 3. That's fine for now. What I then want to try and do is somehow bring you down in the middle. Let's see. Branch you out like so. Same thing there. Apparently I can actually build out that far, so we'll take it. But the main thing that I want to try and focus on right now is most likely just going to be this. You can go up there by 9, fantastic. Then what I want to try and do is, as you can tell, I am definitely not making this up as I go along, because that would be outrageous, of course. Just kidding, I am completely making this up as I go along. And just so it makes it a bit clear of the areas that I've just zoned there, it's this. Pretty much that. I know it's slightly overlapped, so that's where it's going to be. Noob here. You're floating like that is part of the vanilla. Oh no, this... Well, yes. I'm using something called a hover pack. You can unlock this further down the line in the game. And it's completely vanilla. Everything that I use in this game is completely vanilla, no mods, nothing. Just part of the game. So it's like the jetpack, but you just hover around. However, you have to make sure to be next to a power source. Or, yeah, just... like wires or cable, anything that has electricity. You might not be able to see it right now, but this thing down here, in the very bottom left, that's your indication of essentially when you're going to lose power. So right now, the closer I am to a source of power, it's completely fine. The further out I go, it will start to go down, further and further, until eventually I lose complete power, and then I hover until I reconnect with power again. It's fantastic. I do absolutely recommend trying to unlock it. It's not very good for exploring because, again, you've got no power next to you unless you travel with power. Which is fine. Okay. You... I think I actually want you to be out here, don't I? And get rid of this. It's typical that I loaded into the game as it was night, by the way. As much as I think the lighting has improved, I do just prefer the game during the day. It makes it easier for me to see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, when it comes to this, do I want to do that, maybe? Lovely. A ways away from that then. Time to go build. Good luck, man. Yeah, if you have got any questions, feel free to ask. If I know the answer, I will try to provide it. But as of right now, well, I know a few answers. I've got about 4,000 hours in this game. But I don't know everything, unfortunately. As you can tell by my questionable building style. It's one corner. I spent an hour and a half trying to do this one corner yesterday, and I just could not figure out how to make this look nice. Maybe if I just go down to the actual location itself, because my plan was to try and add something along here, so that it juts out and it looks tolerable. Have something along there. Have this stick out here as well, of course. I say of course, it's not that obvious. and have you come down to here. This has been my design now for a while. And then do something up here, for example. So you're roughly aligned with this, aren't you? Where are you? There. That will then just go up. This will then do the same thing over here, for example. And lastly, we have this. That will all then go up. And I'm thinking to add some advertisements along the side here as well. Because, I mean, it juts south. I might as well try and do something there. I mean, that's what I was trying to go with. Why can't I just do that there? Why? Oh, dear. You are not tractors, but it is so hard to understand it completely. Wish there was more options than just load and unload. I mean, yeah, they have just updated trucks and tractors today. In fact, it was now 6 o'clock, 2 hours ago. They've got a pretty huge update now for trucks and tractors. I don't know if you've played in the last couple hours, but it's very good in comparison to what they had previously. And I'm quite enjoying it. So hopefully that will make things a bit easier for you. Fingers crossed. Right. If I was to continue this, what am I then going to do behind here? Because the plan would then be to get a foundation. I don't know what it is with this game and just experimenting, but I love it. Just logging on and not knowing what I'm doing on that day. Really fun feeling. It could be stressful, but there's more things in life to be stressing over than building a corner to a factory in Satisfactory. But that is at least the plan. It's quite blocky. Is there a way I can make it less blocky? Honestly, I don't mind that, because when you're stood here, I'm looking at this from a very restrained view. But the further out I get, and we actually start to engage in the bigger picture of things, it looks completely fine. It's a bit thicker than that, because that's obviously one wall wide, and that's two. And that's completely fine. Okay. So how wide is this particular blueprint going to be? 1, 2, 3, which then leaves a 2 gap. I'll then move you 2 over by 2. That's completely fine. Which then means that this gap here is going to be slightly wider. Unless what I want to try and do is potentially leave a 1 gap there, then a 1 gap there. Because as of right now, how many glass panels have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, a little bit, 4. And that. Then over here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could do 5, 5. That would make sense. Right? It makes it symmetrical as well. So 5 glass gap there, 5 glass gap there, and a 4.5 there. Okay. Literally just replicate this now. Let's get rid of this and move it slightly closer. Of course, I'm not going to exactly replicate that. I want to try and make it a bit nicer because it looks a bit weird as of right now. Let's get rid of that. Then move you out of the way. Of course, the city area is far from done. In fact, wait a minute. Okay, so you're unlocked already. Wait, last edited by? What does that mean? Last edited by? Okay. No cost for that. No cost for any of these. That's good. Let me try and think of something. Oh yeah, how about the turns? Oh, I haven't thought about that. I've got 90-degree turns everywhere, so what's this going to do? Left-hand traffic, of course. Ooh, it requires 1.5 foundations. I've only got 1. Unless what I have to do is just line up everything here and then make it a one-way road. That might just have to be what I have to do here. Boom. Ow. And then... Bam. Okay. No, wrong thing. You guys all good? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So if you were to go over there, could I then bring you off? I could. Oh, this feels like City Skylines. I've got City Skylines flashbacks, and I don't know if I like it. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Vehicle path turns too sharply. So it's quite similar to how trains... It's raining. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in years, we have got rain in Satisfactory. If I get inside here though, I'm guessing it will stop. Can you hear that? Ada, what are you going to say?
It's raining kittens and puppies out there.
Well observed, Ada. Very well observed. Well done. Great analysis. Thank you. It looks stunning. Why was I upset about this coming back? It looks absolutely beautiful. Not my build, the rain. Oh. Whoa, did you guys just see that? What the heck was that? In the top left. Or top right. That's kind of cool. Oh, dearie me. Hi guys. Welcome back to new video. Dearie me. Okay. What was I doing before I got distracted by about 12 different things? Blueprint designer. The rain is loud, isn't it? If it's too loud, let me know. I can try and hopefully turn down the weather volume. Imagine if you're relatively new to Satisfactory and you didn't know there was an update today, and then it just starts raining. You're like, what on earth is going on? Oh well, okay. Let's try and focus. Focus. Hocus pocus. Now it's time to focus. Ah. No one ever wants to talk to me except for when I'm streaming. It's like there's a camera. There literally is a camera, isn't there? But it's like there's somehow a camera that people in my life have tuned into. Like, know exactly whenever I'm streaming. Like, that's when I'm gonna text them. Or even scarier, they call. Oh, God. We should ban phone calls. They're scary. I don't like it. If I was Prime Minister, I would... Ooh, lights! That's pretty cool. Look at the reflection there in the glass. Sorry, I'm a child when it comes to these little small details. I love these small details. Brilliant. Okay. I think I want you coming up by how much? One, two, three. Wait. I think I do want you there, don't I? Thus only making it that high? That's not tall enough. That'll look quite weird, I think. Oh yeah, I can't focus. No. I haven't got ADHD or anything. Well, I've never been diagnosed with ADHD. I struggle to focus on anything. Even when it's something I love, I can't focus on it for more than an hour. So when I've got lectures that are 4 hours long, I can't focus about it. I still remember what I've learned, but I can't focus. You've got to go up by a little bit more, I'd say. Holy, it's starting to properly... Okay, I think the aliens have hacked my game. Do I want to go up here by an extra 8 meters? I think so. Otherwise, it might be too close to the ground, and it won't really match what I built anywhere else. Whereas the elevation right here, for example, is actually quite nice, which is about 1.5. So if I was to come back here by 4 clicks, so I believe it's around about there. We then go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And the okay, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's much better. Because height-wise, if it's too close to the ground, it will end up looking quite weird. But I think this would be relatively spot on. What have we done with phones? Well, not phones, like phoning people. Like ring, 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 ring. Hello? Like what do I do in that situation? How do I respond to a hello? Please give me your bank details. I mean, what else am I supposed to say? At least if someone wants to text me, I've got time to think about my response. It's a bit like when you're walking around and a civilian says hello to you. How do I respond to that? Scary. Nah. If I was Prime Minister, I will ban interacting with humans. Oh dear. That would make me the second worst Prime Minister in the last couple years in Britain. Okay, so if I get rid of this now, that's the kind of height that I want to try and get. And I think what I honestly want to do is just really just enclose this. How would that look? Again, it's still in our experimental phase here. It's just a phase, guys. It's thick. That's the best way I can describe this. Thick. But I don't mind it being thick. There's designs, of course, we could do to make it look nicer, I mean, obviously, but the actual design of this, I'm completely fine with. And I want it, if anything, I actually want it to look a bit thicker. The one slight adjustment I could potentially make in this situation is this. Boom. Wrong one. It was a 50-50, guys. Still got it wrong. Let's go. If I was to do that, and then somehow this. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't know if it's a good destination, but we are getting somewhere. There we go. You stream, so how do you think of answering? I mean, I don't know. I like talking to people. Yeah. You're most likely going to be carbon. I prefer that, I'd say. Yeah, I definitely do prefer that. And I suppose if I really do want to be a bit special, how about we go with this? Oh, and that's where I locked it into place. Brilliant. We are going to have some gaps here, obviously. Oh yeah, I can actually use this item now, can't I? I like the way that looks. In fact, I love the way that integrates there with the carbon fiber or carbon steel wall. That's brilliant. I still don't know what I'm going to do down here, but that was nice at least. Okay. So if I do this and that, then paint you a greyish sort of colour. In fact, you already are painted the greyish colour. See, I like this. It's tucked away a little bit. You, on the other hand, are not. And that's purely down to the fact that this gap's just bigger. Why? Because this should be the central location, which I suppose it is. I think it's to do with this as well. Oh yeah, this might be why actually. So if you were at a slight angle there. Now if I try this. Can I maybe get away with doing all three of these? I can, but it doesn't look great. Oh. I actually quite like that. I'll be completely honest, I do quite like that. Again, this is going to be slightly redesigned to make it look a bit nicer. I'm not going to change... Actually, should I change it? We'll see. There we go, the rain stopped. Yeah. Yes. I think we finally have our design. It took us 2 days, 2 streams, and 2 brain cells. We have actually thought of a potential okay design. Color-wise, it will change. Not it might, it will definitely change most likely. Okay, let's begin. I don't know how far we're going to get today because I'm curious of the time. I've only got... Actually, I can spare some minutes. Right. I don't want to use that either. I want to use this. We then got rid of this, didn't we? We then selected you. So this won't be a carbon copy of what I've just made. This is essentially going to be the bare minimum of what it's going to end up looking like. I do want to try and add a few extra things here and there, just to try and make it come to life and look a little bit less plain. That's the main thing. We do this. Same thing there. Also, Battlefield 6 got an update today as well. And I believe there was actually a couple games today getting an update. It wasn't just Satisfactory. Just coincidentally, they all fell in line with each other. Because I was watching Jarvis? Not Jarvis. FaZe Jev, who I don't think's in FaZe anymore, I'm not quite sure. Because he just got back into playing Battlefield 6 for a quick video, and he was saying that a couple games that he plays and watches have release dates or updates coming out on the 19th and I think 17th of March, he said. So apparently today, every game just wanted to have an update. Which is rather interesting. Alas, the only game I particularly care about as of right now is this. And Star Rapture. Not that any other games I particularly care about. I mean, in all fairness, I am critiquing Battlefield, but I have, literally starting yesterday, have played a couple quick games of Warzone for the first time this year. And it was actually fun. I haven't had fun on Warzone in God knows how long. I still remember the days of playing DMZ on Al Mazrah. Actually, I really liked Our Mazra. People didn't like it, I don't think, but I did. I'm a very casual player, that's the problem. The transition for me between a very sweaty, competitive player to being a casual player has been weird. I've liked it. I much prefer being casual. Absolutely. You are then slightly rotated like so. Same there with this. We then select you, which honestly, I'm now thinking, do I want to try and do this? How is this going to look? Oh, the way that they merge together is beautiful. The cross beam and the painted beam together. That nice flat surface there mixing with the rather uniquely shaped cross beam. Absolutely brilliant. Damn. Except you're not lining up. There you go. Behave. Thou must behave. Please. There we go. One of the games you play to... Oh, right. I wonder why then. Like, what's so special about it today? Is there a reason? As far as I'm aware, most schools haven't broken up for Easter break yet. I know a lot of countries don't have Easter break, but they have an autumn break. But we have Easter break here. Although they are trying to change the wording of all of our national holidays. For example, it's no longer called Christmas break, it's called winter break. It's no longer called Easter, it's called spring break. Like, do you know why we have a break? Because of it's Easter. I don't really understand the changing of the language, but oh well. Okay, so this is fine. I might want to try and add a couple of lights here. Like an entrance sign. That could be interesting. Also, coming back to you now. I want to do... In fact, that's actually perfect. Then go up to around about there. Is that too high? No, I think you're fine. Yeah. Great. Same thing here as well. I've already shown how to do this pattern before, but it's the same pattern that I've been doing a lot recently. Oh, I can't do it. Because you're going to interact weirdly with that, aren't you? If I was to do it, how would the outcome be? Not really what I want, if I'm honest. So I'll get rid of that. You're fine. I can't do that either. Okay. Maybe I do just go with a far more basic design of what I was originally planning. If that works better, then absolutely, why not? But having said that, I wouldn't mind you sticking out here. And coming out to here. No idea at all if this is going to look nice. But you know what we have to do? Experiment. No, what are you... Okay. Sure. I like that. You know what this is? It's like when you were in year 7 and you tried to create some sort of Word document and you wanted it to look nice. So then you went over to the random words outlined category to try and make your word look as unique as possible. And then you try to have that nice little outline of the word to make it pop out. That's what this is. This is the outline. I could have just said this is an outline, couldn't I? I didn't need a whole dramatic explanation of some childhood trauma of making a Word document. But this is going to outline the project. And hopefully this time not give me any trauma, because I did not like using Word for anything other than typing. Oh, try and add this picture to Word, and then it just ruins everything you've just done. Why is this picture now 3 slides down? And why has it moved all my text? I'm sorry. I don't like using Word for things that aren't just words. If you want me to be creative, don't tell me to use Word. Okay, so we're going to make this slightly thicker. I'm not thrilled about it popping out. Let's see. Is that noticeable? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that's... There we go. Yeah, PowerPoint's grand. I like using PowerPoint. I've just learnt how to properly use PowerPoint recently, in fact. Because in school, I was never really taught it properly. Which was actually quite annoying. I remember this was the first time I ever used Word or PowerPoint. How old was I? I remember the school. It doesn't really help. But I know that I left that school, I think, in year 4. So I was maybe 8. The very first time I used PowerPoint. And we had a task to create a PowerPoint on anything. It could be anything that we wanted it to be. And for some reason, you know what I chose as an 8-year-old to do? No, not dogs, not cats. Irish cottages. I did it on Irish cottages. And it might have been the worst PowerPoint created by man. Because, guess what? As an 8-year-old, I didn't know much about Irish cottages. Even I still don't know much about them now. But no, apparently that's what I did, and it was just dreadful. I remember it being really bad, because we got reviewed from our PowerPoints, and the people who came first, second, and third got prizes, and obviously I didn't get first, second, or third. And I think back to that moment every now and then, especially whenever I'm on PowerPoint, and I think, could always be worse. But luckily, I think that's a memory that only I remember. Maybe the teachers remember it because of how bad it was, but it was not good. But speaking about something that is actually pretty good, I don't mind the way this looks. Actually, I'm not unbelievably hating this. Do I want you to be a bit further down, though? There we go. I actually think I preferred the way you were before. It's a bit too thick now. Why are you sticking out slightly? Did you not? There we go. Lovely. When you were young and your school told me about PowerPoints and we had to research for it, you discovered a copy and paste. It made me feel like the most intelligent person in the building. Honestly, whoever just invented the copy and paste, thank you. You've made my life a lot easier. Okay, is there anything else I want to do with this particular interior? I don't think so. With you, yes. In fact, maybe actually not, because I can't add any patterns to this, can I? I can? Wait. You work? Since when? Since when? Oh, wow, okay. Sure. That's made my day. Now what I'm going to have to try and do, because bear in mind we are roughly here now. I want you to come up by 1, 2... In fact, how high are you? Oh. Well, isn't that handy? Isn't that grand? Then, how far do you jut out? Oh, you don't. You just built there. This seems too easy. What's wrong? What's the catch? regular viewers of the channel will understand I don't normally do easy builds. Well, I intend on doing them, but they don't actually end up being easy. Ooh, the rocket fuel factory. Okay, says that in July, and we're now in March of the next year. So, permission to be skeptical. Okay. The next thing that I want to try and do here is firstly get rid of that, and secondly try and design this again. Okay, so you stick out a little bit more. And you're just half nudged back here a little bit. Like that. Boom. Nope. Boom. Okay. I think it's one more, isn't it? Yeah, one more than that. Which I'm pretty sure is actually just going to potentially get in the way of this main design. Which is fine. Because then what I can try and do is grab this, line it up there with that, and drag you back. Same thing here with this. And drag you down there as well. Okay. When it comes to the paints, we are just going to be using carbon steel for these back ones here. The reason why I try and use lighter colours out front and then darker colours there in the back is because realistically that would be where the shadows are. Rather than using dark colours here than light colours in the back, it works, like it does work. But in my opinion it just doesn't look as nice. But build the way you want to build, don't tell me how, or I won't tell you how to build. Right, okay. I just give my advice and hopefully it helps someone. Okay, unexpected nice looking build in the bagging area. That's not too bad, is it? I like that curve. Damn. Why is it raining again? I'm guessing, like, okay, listen. I live in England. I don't need to experience more rain. I play video games to escape reality, not to live in it. I know I could turn it off, but it's day one, isn't it? I'm not going to let rain piss me off on day one. To be fair, if it was a problem, I would just turn it off. It's not a problem. You look fine. Okay. Is there anything else I now want to try and do? I honestly don't know. Yes. This. Okay, you are going to need some adjusting here, but overall it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Famous last words. Up by one. There. You're then going to go up as high as you can, which is only 2, unfortunately. There we go. You'll then come up here as well. And behind here, we are going to do something. I don't know what yet. I suppose this. How's that going to look? Crisp. Very crisp. Quite dark outside in real life, actually. I didn't even realise. Do you see the difference there? Because essentially what we've done is we've built this exact same thing here. We just added more details to it. I'm just thinking if I like this. No. It needs colour. It needs something, doesn't it? From this angle, it looks nice. From this angle, I'm unsure if I like it. Let's try and get some colours on the top. fact, wait, what if I just do this? Well, not just this, but if I start with this. There we go. And I paint you nice and orange. Oh, don't you look grand. Not really. Yeah, I've made worse, so for my standards it's good enough. Okay. I've done that side there too. Not a huge fan of that, but it should be okay. A smart pickle, yes. It's rare that I've got a smart moment, but when I do have one, I embrace it. I might be the smartest Valhalla pickle on YouTube. Is that an unpopular? Is that a hot take? I mean, how many other Valhalla pickles are there on YouTube? No one's quite idiotic enough to come up with that as a username. Unless there is actually someone out there with that username, then sorry. Okay. Now, I want to try and see something. Is there a way that I can somehow do this? Absolutely, there is. Yeah. That looks nice and dark and mysterious there as well. Okay. Now, this is going to be an entrance. I have to remember that. So how am I going to tackle this particular problem? A new channel called the Valhalla Pickle and upload Satisfactory content. That's actually a really good idea. That's a very unique idea. No one else has ever thought about that in the history of humanity. Oh, wrong button. I'm going through a bit of a world record here. How many wrong buttons can I press in one stream? I think so far we're up to about 20. Okay, I'll plop this in and call it there for today because we have to do a bit of work now off camera and we can then continue this again tomorrow. Right, but overall, I will say I am really... Oh, my webcam's gone. I am really impressed with this. Not my world, but the actual update itself. I am going to have a video coming out now in about... Well, maybe tomorrow, if I'm honest with you, because there's quite a lot to mention. But I am going to have a video coming out talking about everything new in Satisfactory Update 1.2, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, thank you so much for watching. I'm live again tomorrow, so feel free to drop by and tune in. And I'll see you guys, hopefully, in the next stream. Without further ado, have an amazing rest of your day, stay safe, pioneers, and as always, Godspeed and cheerio.